So check this out. Now, yesterday, of course, we all rode this down. All of you made money on this 2-minute EWO to the downside. We always know you guys can start to scalp or shave, I should say, on the pullback. So if you pulled back some here, remember 50, 20, 20, 10. You guys should not be getting all the way out. So even if it came up here and if you panic sold, that's okay. If this was your 50, and then you'd have to figure out wherever you want your 20, 20, 10, because as soon as it broke V-WAP here, you guys don't want to be in it. So no matter what, this would be a successful trade. You bought it up here. No matter where you sold it down here, you would have made money. Now, the nice thing is, now I told you guys, typically on the 2-minute EWO, you will have typically 1 to 5 trades per day in the trading session. And that's pretty normal. Like I said, normally they don't just keep running up or they'll just keep running down all day. So if we look at this, you guys made your first trade to the downside. Then your second trade would have been somewhere in here. Came back, touch, touch, touch. It went all the way up, right? It pulled back. You could shed some. It popped up. It pulled back, shed some. It broke through. Now right here, this will be up to you. If you got out or not, would have been this range. So let's just say that's where you completely closed off. So this is trade 2. Trade 3 would have been somewhere in one of these candles. Take your pick, whichever one you thought was bigger. It doesn't matter. And then there's your trade, right? And that is trade number 3. Okay. So without putting a ton of thought into it, without over analyzing yourselves every day, if you just look at it for what it is on these 2-minute EWOs and then let them run, you would have made a ton of money. So 3 trades on SPY yesterday, right? 1, 2, and of course 3 would have been your ultimate payoff at the very end when it did all this stuff, right? So again, you could have decided where your key critical areas were to shed, and you could have just made a ton of money, right? That's here, here, and of course here. Now that was on SPY. If you guys were not trading SPY because it was too big, you could have done SPXL. It's identical in every way. There it is. That's the trade for you guys with smaller accounts. Let's take a look at Tesla for the day because this one was another really funky trade. So Tesla yesterday was extremely choppy in the first 30 minutes. Look at the 2-minute EWO. You guys remember when I told you to just stay away from Tesla until it made a definitive move because it was too choppy? That was, let's see, up until, well, 10 o'clock, right? So it was down, and up before 10 o'clock. So if you look at 10 o'clock, which is right here, look at these. This is tough to trade, right? The first 30 minutes on this one was really tough. Then, of course, it popped up, broke below VWAP, popped up again, tried to break VWAP, popped up again, touched VWAP, popped up again. Really tough trade here. This is a really tough trade on Tesla, right? This is not an easy trade. And then finally right here is a 2-minute. And it did break VWAP, and it held the rest of the day. So again, if you were able to get through this nonsense, which is this right here, right, and get to some of the better trades, which is here and here, this is your payoff, right?